Any second now? And we are live. Welcome, everybody. It's wonderful to have you people here. I'm very great. My name is Julia Morgan, otherwise known as Morgan Scorpion. I'm very grateful to be able to say we've got Megan Tremethick, our victim, to be interviewed tonight. Say something.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you, and thank you so much, Julia, for having me.
I'm going to start off with something incredibly easy. That is, when you were growing up, were there any haunted houses or local legends?
Ooh, oh, that's a good one. I mean, to be fair, there is, of course, Warren Smith. I don't know if you know of that legend, which is a crazy coincidence because obviously then there's Hex
Hmm?
Studios as the Owlman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a crazy coincidence. Basically, just there was
Mm.
supposedly an Owlman-esque figure in a place in Cornwall called Morning Smith, and that figure would haunt woods and things. So yeah, when I heard that obviously
Oh,
Laurie has his Owlman, I was like, no way, that's such a coincidence.
that's a pretty good one. Because you're from Cornwall, aren't you? Which is I'm from Devon, so historically speaking, we're supposed to be enemies, I think. My grandmother was actually
Yeah.
told when she was a little girl, she was told that all Cornishmen had horns, and I don't know whether she
That is in
believed it
fact
or not. I
true.
think she, I think she, I think she grew out of it. Did you ever hear the
Oh wow.
Cornish language spoken?
Oh, wow. To be honest, not really. Like, I'm from Falmouth, which is like, it's, we're not too Cornish sounding, for example,
Mm,
and a lot of people will like come to Falmouth from other places. So like there are a fair few obviously Cornish people still in Falmouth, but we get a lot of students as well because we have Falmouth University, which is a great
yeah.
university for the arts actually. So it's quite
Mm,
multicultural in Falmouth. No, to be honest, I really should know more Cornish. I don't, I mean, I know Nadelic Loen, which is, I'm pretty sure it's Merry Christmas, but don't quote me on that.
hmm.
But no, no, we don't really speak a lot of Cornish, sadly, but I should learn.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, a lot of things have changed, the old ways and the old languages disappearing, but I suppose they call that progress. I'm old, so I'm not sure. But so can you remember the first horror story you ever heard?
Wow. Oh, that, that's very interesting. Um, ooh, I don't know if I can remember the first horror story, but just trying to think of one of the first horror films that I might have watched.
Hmm.
One that comes to mind is Hammer Horror's The Gorgon, which I watched with my dad because he is a
Oh,
huge
mm,
Hammer Horror fan and he's a big Amicus fan as well. And he showed me Amicus films for the first time when I was really young. We'd watched them together and Hammer films. And yeah, I remember watching The Gorgon and just thinking she looks so kind of terrifying and amazing, like with the plastic snakes in her hair.
mm.
Like I just thought it was brilliant. Um, and the makeup and the kind of bloodshot eyes and things. And I remember just thinking, like, wow, that
Yeah, that was a Peter Cushing film, if I
that
remember
was
right.
really kind of terrifying and impressive to me when I
Mm.
was young.
Yes, yes. And yeah, I'm just trying to really find out what got you into horror in the first place.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Peter Cushing is in it. But yes, it's excellent. I have to rewatch it. It's been a few years.
Mm.
It's such a good one.
Yeah, I can't remember who the female star was, unfortunately. But
Oh man,
but
to be honest, I think it is mostly horror films. Like Oh, sorry, I think I missed that. Could you say that again, please?
Of course, I was just sort of, I think we might have a bit of a time delay going on because I was saying that I couldn't remember the name of the female lead in The Gorgon, but then really just wanting to find out what got you into horror in the first place. Barbara Shelley,
Oh,
thank you, Annette. Thank you.
uh, very good. Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah,
Um, I think I think it's mostly actually from watching different films when I was young, different horror films, mostly recommended to me by my dad. So another one
yeah.
that I can think of is, have you ever seen the 80s Return to Oz film?
So
Because
the
that
one
one
with
is just
Fallujah,
amazing.
yes, with
Yes, for
the
his
wheelies.
fault.
Oh my God,
I love
yes,
her.
yes,
Yeah, with the
yeah.
wheelers and with Princess Molly. Like I
Mm-hmm.
watch things like that, and they're quite scary and quite creepy for a child, but
Mm,
I always
yeah.
loved creepy things. So
Mm.
yeah,
Do you
I
remember
watched things like that. And
Mm.
sorry, go, yeah.
Do you remember Children of the Stones?
Children of the Stones. Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one. What's that one?
Oh, well, that was a 1980s horror show aimed at children, which is creepy as hell. To this day, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's creepier than a lot of things made for adults. But it just basically was all about the stone circle of Avebury. Because I believe there's a lot of quite a lot of megaliths, stone circles, and the like in Cornwall. I remember Grimspound on Devon, which used to be a village apparently. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in Cornwall,
sorry, could you
there's a
say that?
place. Yeah, sure. So in Cornwall, there's a place called the Merry Maidens. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yes.
They're
Oh
this kind of
yes.
stone circle. There are kind of lots
Hmm.
of kind of Cornish legends about going there. And I actually kind of wrote a poem a little bit inspired by what I think might be lurking amidst the Merry
Hmm.
Maidens. So yeah, it's a really inspiring place. I went there once camping, and yeah, it
That's
totally
where
creeped
the
me out.
women who were dancing got turned into stone, isn't it? Where they were dancing on the Sabbath or something, and then they got turned into stone. And hey, I might be remembering that wrongly, still. And so moving onwards, forward a bit. You directed a short,
Yeah,
your
yeah, no,
debut
that's
short horror
exactly it.
film slot. Yeah, can you tell us something
What was
about
that?
that?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that's it.
About your short movie slot that you directed?
Yes. Yeah, that was inspired by Italian giallo films, especially films
Mm.
by Dario Argento. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. I think you're breaking up a little bit. I'll just wait a moment and see
Yes,
if we
it's a
catch
shame
up.
we've got seem to have some poor connection here. Uh, you've gone dark. I'll wait a little bit and see if we can get you back. Well, anyway, still trying. Megan's being an absolute trooper here tonight. She's working against some really difficult technical problems. And anybody who's still listening, that's three of you, oh, two of you. I'm very grateful that you decided to hold on. We're not giving up completely. Um, I'm just sort of thinking, what shall I do to keep you entertained until we can get her back? Well, basically, to recommend that you Google her and see all of the things that she's done. Um, there's The Slave and the Sorcerer, which is 2024, that's this year, playing a sorceress in the Hex Studios 80s inspired sword and sorcery film. And then she's also apparently coming back. See a little window opening, add to
Sorry.
the stage. Welcome, welcome back. I've just been telling the audience about the slave and the sorcerer. Um,
Oh,
so do you want to tell
amazing.
us something about that? This should be
Yeah,
released soon, shouldn't
sure.
it?
Yeah, oh, it actually technically is released. Yeah, no,
Oh,
you can order The Slave and the Sorcerer, either a Blu-ray or a digital download at backakit.com, which is basically when you've done a Kickstarter, Backakit kind of handles the pledge management, or at least helps you to categorize your pledges
yeah.
and your rewards. So yeah, they can order that on Backakit. Oh my gosh, it was crazy to shoot, and I'm particularly invested in it because I got to
Mm,
design some of the costumes and make some of the
all
costumes,
right.
and yeah, I had a blast doing it, and yeah, I definitely have tried to like do more like costume making and costume designing with
Mm.
other productions with Hex and things like that because it was great fun.
Yes, that's one of the things that impresses me of all the people involved in Hex is how multi-talented you all are because you also work as a makeup artist, I believe.
I do, yeah. I am the makeup designer for most of the Hex films coming out. And yeah, I also, especially when I'm not acting, but sometimes on the same day that I'm acting, I'll also just be helping
Mm,
out as a makeup artist. And yeah, it keeps you on your toes, but it is fun. And I'm quite particular about how I like things. So it's fun to be able to like turn your
mm,
friend into like a crazy demon or something, you know.
yeah. So how did you meet Laurie?
Oh wow. Well, technically we met at the Cannes Film Festival. It must have been
Mm,
like maybe 4 years ago or something like that. Yeah, and then we just didn't speak for maybe a year or two after, and then
mm.
for Dragon Night, he was putting a casting call out on social media, and so I applied, and then I auditioned for the part of Jigme, and then I got the part, and yeah, we shot Dragon Night, and then we just kept working together.
Because it's really exciting the kind of things that are going on now with Amicus returning from the grave, and the other thing that really has sort of struck out is that the movie that you're making called Spoiling You. I personally do love listening to the ASMR things, and some of the acting that's going on in them is
Mhm.
quite amazing. There's also a bit of a dark side to it. Have you
Definitely.
come
You're a
across that
fellow
much?
ASMR fan, aren't you? Because you do ASMR.
I've done a
What
few,
was that,
yeah.
sorry?
I've done a few,
Yeah,
but
that's
I've
so
also,
cool. Yeah. Hmm.
mm, yes, I was still
Oh,
referring
sorry.
to the darker side because some people, you can actually listen to people role playing as a serial killer who have you hostage, which I have to say, I
Yeah.
listened to the one with the guy doing the Joker holding you hostage, and after that I thought, no, I don't think I'll do any more of those. So, your
Yeah.
character in it, in this, spoiling you, is in fact, an ASMR artist. Do you want to tell me something about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I also am an ASMR fan, but I'm also very
Mm,
aware that there is a creepiness to it and an
mm,
unsettlingness, and it's so intimate, and people either really love it and find it really relaxing, or they really don't like it and it creeps them out. And so for a
mm.
horror film, it doesn't matter which one, as long it's going to affect you in some way,
Yeah.
hopefully. So that's kind of why I found that inspiring. And also, I kind of thought like, oh, nobody's done that yet. I'm curious about that as a topic.
Mm,
So yeah, I'm really excited to do that. Um, yeah, there were a few ASM artists I kind of took inspiration from of how kind of unusual and kind of abstract and almost experimental their
mm.
ASMR role plays are. For example, have you heard of Ephemeral Rift?
I've heard of them. I don't think I've ever listened to
Um,
them.
yeah, he's an ASM artist that can
Oh,
do
an individual, not a group.
sometimes more creepy. He's got a character called Margaret that does ASMR role plays that almost feel a bit serial killer-ish or something like that, and I think they're really fascinating. So yeah, definitely a fun inspiration. Yeah, so my
Well, just
character takes also a lot of inspiration from anime and
mm.
cosplay. I'm a big fan. What was that? Oh, sorry, I missed that.
No, I've just found him on YouTube. He's
Oh, sorry.
very prolific. I'll have to listen to him later. Ephemeral Rift. Ah, my dear. I'll wait a little bit longer, see if we can get her back again. We may have to give up, but you have just been listening to a very charming, very obliging young woman, multi-talented, is the face of Amicus. Which is quite a lot to carry. Very knowledgeable on the ASMR, and I personally am looking forward to spoiling you because I like that kind of thing, and I also think the title's a wonderful pun. Um, I'm going to keep wanging on for a little bit longer in the hope that maybe she can come back and finish it, or we may have to give up. Technical issues can be like that, and she's back in the studio, so trying again.
Yes. Oh, sorry about that. Can you see
That's
me
okay.
okay?
I think we'll plough on for a few more minutes to find out what you're doing right at the moment and hopefully what you're planning to do in the future. Can you say something? See if we can hear you.
Mhm. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. We can't
Uh,
see you, but we can
can you hear
hear
me?
you. So what do... Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, great. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you see me? I'm not sure am I. Oh no. What is going on?
I don't know, but you're an absolute trooper. Really, so grateful
You're
that
a
you're
trooper,
trying
Julia.
like this.
Sorry about this. Oh no. Um,
Well, I'm just wondering if we can carry on with audio only, and you never know, the vision might come back.
the
And
video
tell
might
us
come back.
what you're working on. Yeah, and tell us what you're working on at the moment.
Yeah, sure thing. So at the moment, I personally am working on Spoiling You, working on the treatment, which will be soon turned into a script, which is really, really exciting. We are also in pre-production. Oh no, we're actually filming for In the Grip of Terror. We've just shot our
Mm,
first segment, Watcher by the Dead, which is really exciting.
yeah.
And yeah, it went really well, and just really looking forward to shooting the next segment. Um, yeah, we're also about to be shooting at Hex another, like basically the end of our film noir horror film called Black Chariot, starring Lawrence Harvey. And yeah, we're gonna be crowdfunding that one really soon, which is really nerve-wracking and
Mm.
exciting.
Are you still there? Tell you what, Megan has been working very hard and she's been going through stress with all this technical stuff. I've been a bit stressed myself. Thank you everybody for staying on. Thank you to everybody who will be listening in the future. Hopefully, at some point in the future, I'll be able to interview Megan again when we can get all the technical issues ironed out. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, everybody.
Okay, thank you everybody.
Oh, you're still here. Do you want to say any
Yeah.
final words to the audience?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Sorry about the technical issues. And yes, feel free to check out our film noir, which we're soon going to be crowdfunding for, called Black Chariot. And yeah, thank you, everyone.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. And with that, I'm going to
Yeah,
end the stream.
thank you.